Hey everyone, you think men's golf has drama? Wait until you hear what's been happening in women's golf. From viewers calling in penalties that cost millions to explosive feuds that left players in tears, the LPGA has seen some of the most jaw-dropping controversies in sports history.
Especially with what's happened in golf as of recent too, a lot of people don't.
Today we're counting down the top 10 most shocking controversies in LPGA history, and trust me, number 1 is absolutely insane. Some of these incidents changed the rules of golf forever, others nearly destroyed careers, and a few, well, they're still being talked about today. So grab your golf clubs, or maybe just some popcorn, because this is going to get wild. Let's tee off. Starting at number 10, we have the most recent controversy that's got everyone talking. The LPGA's new transgender eligibility policy announced in December 2024. Here's what went down. The LPGA and USGA dropped a bombshell announcement that completely changed who can compete in women's golf. Under the new rules starting January 2025, transgender women who experienced male puberty are no longer eligible to compete. The policy specifically targets players who went through male puberty beyond what's called Tanner Stage 2. That's basically before around age 12, and they have to keep testosterone levels super low. This directly affected transgender golfer Haley Davidson, who had just earned her card for the 2025 Epson Tour. She was devastated, taking to social media saying she's the only active golfer actually impacted by these changes. The LPGA says it's about fairness and competitive equity, but critics argue it's discrimination. It sparked a massive debate about inclusion versus competitive advantage in women's sports. And with similar policies popping up across different sports, this controversy is far from over. Number 9 takes us back to 2008, when the LPGA made one of the most tone-deaf decisions in sports history. Picture this. The LPGA was dominated by international players, especially from South Korea. 45 Korean players were on tour, and someone at LPGA headquarters thought, you know what would be a great idea? Let's threaten to suspend players who can't speak English. I'm not joking. In August 2008, Commissioner Carolyn Bivens announced that players would face suspension if they couldn't demonstrate basic English during pro-ams, interviews, and victory speeches by 2009. The backlash was immediate and brutal. PGA Tour players were baffled. Angel Cabrera, who won the US Open speaking Spanish, said, "You don't have to speak English to play golf." KJ Choi recalled getting lost driving to tournaments as a rookie because he couldn't read English signs, and asked if the LPGA would have suspended him. California lawmakers got involved. Major sponsors like State Farm questioned the policy. Asian American advocacy groups called it discriminatory. The media had a field day. Within days, the LPGA completely backed down, rescinding the suspension penalties. Bivens tried to spin it as pro-international, but everybody saw it for what it was, a desperate attempt to please sponsors that completely backfired. The whole fiasco remains one of the most embarrassing moments in LPGA history. Imagine trying to force athletes to speak a specific language or lose their livelihood. Yikes. At number 8, we have a controversy that crushed the dreams of golf's teenage sensation on her very first day as a pro. Michelle Wie was the prodigy everyone was watching. At 16 years old, she turned professional in October 2005 with a reported $10 million in endorsements from Nike and Sony. Her first tournament, the Samsung World Championship, and she played great, finishing what should have been 4th place, earning around $53,000. Except, that's not what happened. Here's where it gets crazy. A Sports Illustrated journalist named Michael Bamberger had been following Wie during her 3rd round. He noticed something. She took a drop that appeared to be slightly closer to the hole than it should have been. We're talking maybe an inch or two. But did he report it immediately so Wie could add penalty strokes to her scorecard? Nope. He waited until the next day, after she'd already signed and submitted her card. When officials reviewed the video and agreed with Bamberger, they had no choice. Because Wie had signed an incorrect scorecard, she was disqualified entirely. Instead of 4th place and $53,000, she got nothing. Wie was devastated. Was it an honest mistake? Almost certainly. Should a reporter have waited until after she signed her card to report it? The golf world is still divided on that one. This wasn't even Wee's only rules controversy. She'd rack up several more penalties throughout her career, losing an estimated $260,000 to various infractions. But this first one on her professional debut had to sting the most. Number 7 isn't a single incident, but an ongoing controversy that still gets heated: the massive pay gap between the PGA and LPGA tours. Here are some numbers that'll blow your mind. In 2024, the PGA Tour's total purse was over $400 million. The LPGA, around $100 million. That's a 4-to-1 ratio. The 2024 U.S. Open winner on the men's side took home $4.3 million. The U.S. Women's Open champion, $2.4 million. Same tournament, same major championship status, way different checks. Now, there are complicated reasons for this: TV ratings, sponsorship deals, viewership numbers. But it raises uncomfortable questions. Are we valuing women's sports less simply because they're women? The debate gets fierce. Some argue it's just market economics. If women's golf generated the same revenue, they'd get paid the same. Others point out that's a chicken and egg problem. Maybe if we invested more in promoting women's golf, more people would watch. Players like Paige Spiranak and others have spoken out, demanding equal prize money. Some tournaments have taken steps to close the gap, but the massive disparity remains, and it's a controversy that defines the modern LPGA. At number 6, we have a moment that divided the golf world, when Annika Sorenstam, one of the greatest female golfers ever, accepted an invitation to play in the 2003 Colonial, a PGA Tour event. This was huge. No woman had played a PGA Tour event since 1945. Sorenstam was at the peak of her powers. She'd go on to win the LPGA championship that same year. But not everyone was thrilled. Some male pros openly questioned whether she deserved to be there. Vijay Singh famously said he'd withdraw if paired with her, though he later backed off that statement. The controversy was everywhere. Talk shows, newspapers, golf broadcasts. When the moment came, the pressure was intense. Cameras followed her every move. She shot 71 to 74 and missed the cut by 4 strokes. But here's the thing. Was it a failure, or was it one of the bravest things any golfer has ever done? She competed against the best male golfers in the world, held her own for much of the first round, and handled the enormous pressure with grace. The controversy wasn't really about whether she could compete. It was about what her presence meant. Some saw it as a feminist victory. Others saw it as a publicity stunt. But everyone agrees it was one of the most significant moments in golf history. Number 5 brings us back to Michelle Wie, but this time for the infamous Rule of 88 controversy in 2007. Wie was struggling with wrist injuries and playing poorly. At the LPGA Gin Tribute, she was having an awful round, 14 over par through just 16 holes. Then suddenly, she withdrew from the tournament, citing her wrist injury. Sounds reasonable, right? Here's the problem. Under what's called the Rule of 88, any non-LPGA member who shoots 88 or higher is banned from LPGA co-sponsored events for the rest of the year. And Wie was on pace to shoot. You guessed it, close to 88. She had 2 holes left. If she finished them and shot 88 or worse, she'd be banned. But if she withdrew citing injury, she wouldn't be. The timing looked extremely suspicious. Critics accused Wie of using the injury as an excuse to avoid the ban. Her defenders said she was genuinely hurt and the timing was coincidental. The controversy became known as 88 Gate and followed Wie for years. Was she gaming the system, or was she unfairly accused of faking an injury while legitimately hurt? We'll probably never know for sure, but it raised uncomfortable questions about a rule that seemed designed to keep struggling players out rather than help them improve. At number 4, we dive into a different kind of controversy when LPGA star Natalie Gulbis posed for FHM for Him magazine in 2004 and 2005. Gulbis appeared in multiple issues wearing revealing outfits, marketed her own calendar, and embraced being golf's sex symbol. For Gulbis, it was about building her brand and attracting new, younger fans to women's golf. But the golf community was split. Some applauded her for being entrepreneurial and bringing attention to the LPGA. Others worried she was setting back women's golf by playing into stereotypes, making it more about looks than athletic achievement. Fellow LPGA pros had mixed reactions. Some supported her choices. Others felt she was undermining the sport's credibility and the hard work of female golfers who wanted to be known for their game, not their appearance. The debate got heated. Is it empowering for female athletes to embrace their sexuality and femininity? Or does it reduce them to objects and distract from their athletic accomplishments? This controversy opened up larger conversations about how female athletes are marketed, the pressure to be marketable beyond just their skills, and whether women's sports can ever truly be judged on merit alone. The bronze medal goes to one of the nastiest controversies in golf history, Suzann Pettersen's refusal to concede at the 2015 Solheim Cup. The Solheim Cup is match play, Europe versus America, and tensions always run high. But nothing prepared us for what happened on the 17th hole during the Sunday morning matches. European pair Suzann Pettersen and Charlie Hull were playing Americans Allison Lee and Brittany Lincecum. The match was all square. Lee missed her birdie putt on the 17th, leaving about an 18-inch putt for par. Now, here's what makes this controversial. Hull had already started walking away toward the 18th tee. Lee, seeing this and assuming it was a concession, which is totally normal for such a short putt, casually picked up her ball with her putter. But then Pettersen said, "Wait, we didn't concede that." Chaos erupted. Officials confirmed that technically no concession had been explicitly given. Under the rules, Europe won the hole. Both Lee and Hull were in tears. The 19-year-old Hull looked absolutely devastated by the situation she'd helped create. Dame Laura Davies, a European golf legend herself, was disgusted. She said on live TV how Suzann can justify that I will never know. She has let herself down, and she has certainly let her team down. American captain Julie Inkster said, "I have never seen anything like it in my career. It's just not right. You just don't do that to your peers." Europe went on to win that match and took a 10-6 lead. But here's where it gets even better. The Americans, fired up by what they saw as an injustice, mounted an incredible comeback in the singles matches, winning 14.5 to 13.5. Pettersen initially showed no regret, but the backlash was so severe from fans, media, fellow players, even her own teammates, that she issued a tearful apology the next day. She said she was gutted and truly sad, and admitted she put winning above sportsmanship. The controversy nearly destroyed Pettersen's reputation. She'd violated one of golf's most sacred unwritten rules. You don't do that to a fellow professional over a putt that short. The phrase concession gate entered golf vocabulary forever. 2. Lexi Thompson's email disaster, 10 to 11:45. The silver medal for shocking goes to what might be the most heartbreaking penalty in golf history, the 2017 ANA Inspiration. Lexi Thompson was dominating. She started the final round with a 2-stroke lead. By the 12th hole, her lead was 3 strokes. She was cruising to her second major championship. Then a rules official approached her on her way to the 13th tee. Thompson had no idea why. When the official explained, Thompson said, "Is this a joke?" Here's what happened. During Saturday's third round, a full day earlier, Thompson had marked her ball on the 17th green, then replaced it about 1 inch from where it should have been when she put it back down. We're talking literally 1 inch. A television viewer at home noticed this, sent an email to the LPGA on Sunday during the final round, and officials reviewed the video. The penalty? 4 strokes. 2 for placing the ball incorrectly, and 2 more for signing an incorrect scorecard on Saturday because she didn't know about the first penalty. Her 3-stroke lead instantly became a 2-stroke deficit. Thompson was visibly devastated, fighting back tears. The crowd started chanting, "Lexi, Lexi," to support her. And here's the crazy part. She almost pulled it off anyway. She birdied the very next hole, then birdied again. She forced a playoff with So Yeon Ryu, but ultimately lost on the first playoff hole. The controversy was explosive. Tiger Woods tweeted that viewers at home should not be officials wearing stripes. Fellow pros were outraged. Even Gary Player called it disgusting that action was taken so late. The backlash was so intense that just weeks later, the USGA and R&A introduced a new rule limiting the use of video evidence, a rule that became known as the Lexi Thompson rule. Think about it. A viewer's email cost Thompson a major championship and probably around $300,000 in prize money, all over 1 inch of ball placement that provided zero competitive advantage. Thompson handled it with incredible grace, but called it one of the worst days of her life. To this day, many consider it one of the most unjust penalties in golf history. And the number one spot, honestly, you could argue for several controversies here, between Lexi Thompson's heartbreak, the Solheim Cup betrayal, Michelle Wie's debut disaster, or the language policy fiasco. Each one represents a different kind of controversy that rocked the LPGA to its core. But if we're talking pure shock value and lasting impact, I'd give it to the Lexi Thompson email penalty. Why? Because it combined everything. Technology changing golf forever, armchair officials affecting championships, a beloved player losing a major in heartbreaking fashion, and rules that seemed more important than common sense. That single incident led to actual rule changes in golf. It sparked debates that continue today about video review in sports. It became a cautionary tale about the unintended consequences of viewer participation in officiating. And most importantly, it reminded us that in golf, a game built on honor and integrity, sometimes the rules can feel anything but fair. So there you have it, the top 10 most shocking controversies in LPGA history. From emails that cost championships to language policies that sparked national outrage, from teenage sensations crushed by technicalities to veteran players violating golf's sacred unwritten rules. These controversies changed rules, ended careers, and sparked conversations that continue today. They remind us that women's golf isn't just about perfect swings and pristine courses. It's about real people facing real pressure, making real mistakes, and sometimes dealing with really unfair situations. What do you think? Which controversy was the most shocking? Did we miss any big ones? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into LPGA drama, smash that like button, subscribe for more golf content, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our videos. Thanks for watching, and remember, in golf, controversy is always just one swing away.